Laheni Day. Good morning to you. This is just a little series that I'm doing, and it's one Lakota woman's perspective on life. The beginning is going to be the vanishing buffalo. Wanted to talk to you about the buffalo and how it impacted our tribes and our people on the prairie. By the way, I'm Sandy Swallow. I'm Okalala Lakota, and my family has actually been in South Dakota for generations. I grew up on the Pine Ridge Reservation and am enrolled Okalala Lakota. The vanishing buffalo I chose to talk to you about was because the buffalo was so important to our people, and they not only did the buffalo provide food, they provided the shelter for the teepees, they provided moccasins, clothing. In the late 1800s, when the white men started to hunt the buffalo, they almost did it to their extinction. There was so few buffalo left, and when that happened, the tribes, and especially the Northern Plains tribes, which weren't farmers, they were nomads, they just had a great deal of hardship. The one thing with the hardship was they were forced into boarding schools, and if there was also some problems, they were put into prison. And at that time, not having too much to do, they were given old ledger books, and the ledger books were just used, and they would have maybe cash debits, whatever, on them, and the people, the men especially, would write their history on these ledger books. And the histories often had to do with what they were in life, what happened to them in life, riding horseback, going on a hunt, going to war, whatever it was. Before that, impacting with the tribes was the winter count. Now, the winter count was actually on a buffalo hide, and it was something that was very important to the tribe. It would be like our calendar. For every year, or what they called winter at that time, they would put a painting on there depicting the year and the importance of that year. Now, maybe there was a big battle, maybe there was a fire, maybe there was a meeting of perhaps the 7 council fires met that particular year, but that would be depicted, and it was usually a very honored person that ended up doing that, which was perhaps the chief or the medicine man, somebody that the tribe could trust to take care of this winter count, to keep it in good condition. And then, if you think about it, they would take that winter count and say, 7 winters ago, this happened, because we have a picture of that, so we can remember that happened. And I think about some of the things I've heard about on the winter count, and one of them was very fascinating to me, and that was, I saw a ball of stars on the winter count, and I wondered, what in the world would that ball of stars mean? And I was told by the elders that probably meant Hailey's comet coming through. You know, often with the tribes, we didn't have a written language. It was only later that there were some very intelligent people who did put down the written language. Before that, it was all oral history, or pictures. They would draw the pictures, and I think about that. You know, the sitting in the teepee and there being a campfire there, and And the grandma or grandpas are telling the young people, you know, what had happened to them when they were young, and telling the stories from generation to generation. That's how we know our stories. And, you know, I guess I would encourage each person to do that with their own family, to be sure that this history, their own history, is not lost, that it will be in some way living on for the generations. When I do my artwork, in each one of these pieces, I tell a little bit of my story. When you look at these pictures, I would love to know what stories come to your mind. Please leave them in the comment box below, and thank you for your time.